Yes.
Hello, everyone. This is Sharon Raji Maynard here from the Deep Roots community of women creating together. And I have with me Cristina, who is a multi-dimensional communicator. She's a medium, connection into the world beyond in marvelous, marvelous ways. But that's not what our conversation is going to be about today. So Cristina, welcome to Deep Roots. I'm glad and really excited to share your excitement with everyone. So Cristina, tell our listeners and those who are watching a little bit about you. Where are you on the planet when you're landed on the planet?
Precisely when I landed on the planet. Yeah. Thank you very much, Sharon, for having me for this conversation today. I am located in Switzerland. I was born and bred in Switzerland, Zurich area, but I have Italian roots. So my parents and me, we are Italians. And yes, I am a medium, I am a psychic, but today it's not about that. Today it's about my passion for and my love for Egypt.
Precisely. So, I mean, what happened? When did you awaken this passion for Egypt? What was that all about?
Well, I have always wanted to go to Egypt all my life. So now I'm 55. And forever, I've always said I want to see the pyramids. But it never really worked out until 3 years ago when I really had felt the calling for Egypt. So I was at the time in a group meditation, online meditation with Victoria Moore, and she was a person, she's someone that offered these sacred journeys through Egypt. So I really, 3 years ago that is, and today, if I may, 3 years ago, at this time, I was inside the pyramid, inside the King's Chamber, for the very first time. So today is a really special Egypt day, and there is other connections, you know, Sharon, Robin from the Mothership Alliance. So anyway, I went on this journey with Victoria Moore. It was a group of 8. It was 8 of us. I was the only European, and I just and how it came about, how I managed to go to take the vacation, to find the finances. It just all fell into place, and it was this calling for Egypt. So I went and we traveled for 14 days through main sites around Egypt, and I was just blown away. And not just me, we were all so blown away is the wrong word to it's just such a transformative experience on so many different levels. And so I completely fell in love with Egypt's ancient and modern, but ancient energy, and the palpable energy that you can experience throughout Egypt. And you don't need to be a medium or, you know, a psychic or anything. I have witnessed many people that, you know, say, oh, I don't perceive anything, I don't feel anything, that have had really profound energetic experiences in Egypt. And yeah. So what happened is I came back home 3 years ago, and on my flight back home, I knew I wanted to go back, and I knew I wanted to offer this kind of experience, this kind of transformative and spiritual is, even all that is not the correct word for it, but just such an unraveling of things in my life after that. So I did. I was and I had clear instructions. That's how I founded Heart and Soul of Egypt as a term, as a name for my journey. So the journey is called Journey Through the Heart and Soul of Egypt, because that's literally what it is.
It sounds to me like it opened up, we'll say heart and soul, by the presence of the energies that were there. We hear in our country, because I'm in the United States, nothing is very old. I mean, that we connect to. Not like the pyramids, for example, that we don't have that. And to be able to, like you try to put words to that experience is almost difficult.
Impossible. Yes. And that's why to feel Egypt, because that's what it is important for me, is to offer a frame, an organized journey, offer the frame to really feel and experience the energies of the different sites, of the different places, and also have time to feel it. And it's because as you say, Sharon, words can't explain it properly, also because each and everyone has a very individual experience. But at the same time, in a group, like I traveled, and not just once, I did 2 little groups since my first one, is the sharing, of the experiences that we have in every side. And it's a journey through the heart. I'm doing like that because I'm saying we're going along the Nile. So we're starting in Giza, and I'm just gonna flip around my thing here so you can see the map. So what we are actually doing is we're starting in Giza, which is about up here, and visiting the pyramids and the sites around Giza, Old Cairo maybe, if it has the museum. And then we fly down to Luxor, which is halfway sort of thing, and explore Luxor Temple, Karnak Temple, Hatshepsut, and some other goodies. And then this is the very thing that is a big part of the transformation, is the Nile, the river Nile. And I'm shivering now, shing, when I say that, because what we have a little Dahabeya. A Dahabeya is a small sailboat, a private sailboat, and we will board the Dahabeya, called Princess Donya, which means Princess Earth. Donya is Earth in Egyptian. And we will sail for 6 days for 5 nights on the Nile, on this little private boat with, the crew that is amazing. The food is amazing. We anchor on the Nile for the nights. We don't go, and you can feel my excitement. I'm really, and we make our way down to Assuan, and we stop at Edfu for Horus Temple, and we have some other stops. And then in Assuan, it's the very, very powerful Isis temple, for goddess Isis temple, the Philly Island, which is talking about feminine, about, the feminine roots. For me, a place where divine feminine energy is just present. Yeah, and then I'm letting you ask me question. From there we fly back to Cairo for what I call the grand finale, for a private visitation in the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid of Cheops pyramid. So this is the physical journey that we are doing, but alongside it, my business partner and I, which I'm gonna introduce in a minute, energetically it's tailored as well, because every site, every location we visit has a certain energetic imprint. Mm-hmm. And you have different kind of perceptions or reactions or feelings, connection, remembrances. Oh my God, so many remembrances, not just for me, but for the people that I traveled with, of past lifetimes, of just knowing things, clear cognizance. So and me especially, Akram Farouk, which is my business partner, which I'm going to tell you something about him in a minute. But me, I am kind of like your multidimensional guide, your spiritual travel guide that guides you through this journey energetically, right? So that's kind of my role, and everyone I have met receives, if you open heart, if you open your heart, Egypt gifts you with so much, and Egypt transforms you, and it does, and you can't believe it if you don't feel it, because I was the same. The first night I arrived in Egypt, and we had our opening dinner. Akram, the tour manager, and also the Egyptologist we had, because we will have an Egyptologist traveling with us, explaining things to us. So he said to us, Egypt will change you. And I sat there and I thought, yeah, okay. I mean, you're a tourist guide, you have to promote your country, and okay, but it was loving, it was nice, when you could feel this energy. And oh, girls, not boys, oh, girls, how true it was, how true they were. It's really, yeah. So Akram Farouk is a tour manager, and he is responsible for all the logistics and organizations. And with him is a team, a travel agency, a licensed travel agency called Soul of Egypt. And I didn't know of Soul of Egypt when I founded Heart and Soul of Egypt.
Wow.
So there is a team behind that organizes and does and hotels and food and transportation and everything. So in this journey, all of that, all the frames is taken care of. So that we can
relax into it. What it occurs to me is like there is a possibility here that maybe some have never even heard of, well, certainly may not have heard of your specific journey, but maybe had never even considered about going to Egypt. But all of a sudden, there's a spark. And I'm one who will go back to what's the law? What is the law? What are the laws we're functioning under? And the law of finances, because finances play a role, just like you said, that your finances came into play. And the law about finances is when you ask is when you receive. So if people make a choice based on, I have the money in my bank account, wrong law, wrong law. You haven't even known about heart of soul travels that you could take. So you haven't asked for the money for this trip. You haven't asked for the support team for this trip. I'm saying that to those who are listening. So using what do I have in my bank account as the measurement of what I am capable or called to do is the wrong measuring stick. The measuring stick is, am I excited? Does this excite me? Like you said, I felt called, and all of a sudden here was this opportunity 3 years ago that spoke to you. It called you. And when you said, that's mine, then for that to be yours, you are now saying, and I have the finances, I have the support, I have the plan that comes together for what my calling is about. And that is the decision maker. Are you feeling called? And that one of the reasons I wanted to share you directly, because there is a spark that happens for those who are going to be called. It may not be this trip, it may be the next, because this is your part of your work, is to let Egypt speak to individuals directly from the field on which they stand, is what I get. Is that correct?
That is absolutely spot on. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, that is. And so how can people, what would be the easy place for them to connect with you about this possibility so they can learn more and choose? What would be the connection?
The easiest connection is to go to my website, and I have a special Egypt site to find all the information. That's one way. If you want to feel into each a bit more, I have YouTube channel, I have a Vimeo channel where there is playlists about Egypt, about the last journeys we did. And I am on Telegram. I am on Facebook. There is a Facebook page called Heart and Soul of Egypt, where I just and this was born in February. This page was created or founded in February 2019, because I went back in 2 years, well, actually in 18 months, I went back to Egypt 5 times. And then what came, and I was actually in Egypt when the lockdowns started, and I had to quote flee, because I was meant to stay until the end of April, and I had to go home just a couple of days before, 2 days before Egypt locked down. And that will be an interesting story to share, how I got told you have to go home now.
Cristina, thank you so much for sharing with our sisters here in Deep Roots. And I encourage those who are listening to share this. You may not have any idea who is waiting to hear this call. It may be you, but it may be somebody in your life. So thank you, Cristina. And Egypt is
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Blessings, everyone.
And bye.
Bye.